So my video that was supposed to be uploaded today got blocked worldwide. It's noon local time. I haven't eaten anything today. Whiskey sounds like a good breakfast. So I did a reaction video to Taylor Swift's Me, her new music video that just came out. And UMG blocked it worldwide with their bot. Did I use the original work? Absolutely. I used the original work, and it was fucking hilarious. I uploaded it one time, tried to do some tricks to try and make sure I could get around their bots, and at least if they're gonna manually claim it, then I know that it's a person doing it who is full of shit. Got around the audio portion, did not get around the video portion. My use was absolutely fair use. Yes, I did use a lot of the original work, I will say that. But just because a lot of the original work was used does not mean that it's not fair use. A huge portion of fair use has to do with commentary and satire. That's why the fair use exemption was created. Now, other YouTubers may talk about like, oh, education, sync licensing, blah, 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 blah. This is America. We hold freedom of speech to be one of the, if not the highest principle in our secular government. No, I do not think this is purposeful censorship, but at the same time, I'm sure they were happy that I didn't talk about how fucking awful Taylor Swift is, so let's do that now, shall we? Taylor Swift is a miserable fucking spoiled wretch. Her song and music video Me are pretty much just a giant ego masturbatory fest about how fucking great she is, even though she's horrible, and she actually admits in the song that she is horrible. We'll get to the lyrics here in a second. I actually made some really funny jokes about the visuals in the music video, which is also fair use. Such as this visual of her sitting atop a building and her dress is kind of cascading down like a waterfall, and I was like, oh look, Taylor Swift is so toxic, her dress is melting. So let's just hop into the lyrics here. The music video starts out with her and the dumbass from Panic at the Disco arguing with each other in French, and she refers to two kittens sitting on a fucking couch as their young daughters because she's fucked up in the head. Now, I assume this is supposed to be a certain amount of self-awareness, but at the same time, if you're self-aware, why don't you try to do something to change yourself? If you're self-aware about how fucking stupid and fucked in the head you are, why don't you see a fucking therapist or take action of some sort? But no, we're going to make a hit single that is going to justify your horrible behavior and also justify that behavior to thousands of teenage women who are going to take awful lessons from this. She walks outside the door like a crazy bitch and then looks at the camera, breaks the fourth wall, and says, I promise that you'll never find another like me. God, I hope so. I know that I'm a handful, baby. I know I never think before I jump. If you know that, then do it. Fuck, man. It's not that hard. I am aware that I make this mistake, and I do nothing to correct it. I don't even try to correct it. And you're the kind of guy the ladies want. No one gives a fuck. Fuck all that line. I know that I went psycho on the phone. I never leave well enough alone. Again, you are aware of these things. And trouble's gonna follow where I go. And fucking who cares about the cool chicks? And by the way, the visual in the music video for the cool chick thing was literally them zooming in past the dude sitting on his stupid fucking recliner onto a wall of a bunch of young chicks, literally chicks with sunglasses on. Fuck me sideways. Baby doll, when it comes to a lover, I promise that you'll never find another like me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So her excuse for being a shitty person and not trying to change herself is, well, but I'm me. I'm the only one of me. Baby, that's the fun of me. No. Absolutely not. There is absolutely nothing about you being a bitch that is fun at all. And if you do think that it's fun, you're fucked in the head. This goes back to that stupid self-affirmation bullshit. I'm me. I'm unique. That's what makes me wonderful. No, it's actually, that has nothing to do with making you wonderful or awful. Being unique is, first of all, you're not even that fucking unique. Nobody is. Being unique is not an inherent moral good. It's just an attribute that happens to exist in the universe. You know who else was unique? Hitler. As a matter of fact, he was very unique. There's not a whole lot of people like Hitler. But he's not very morally good, is he? Then she follows it up with, you're the only one of you, baby, that's the fun of you. So basically trying to come back and say to her boyfriend, whatever the fuck he is, that he is also unique and that's what makes him great. But really, in reality, it's supposed to be an affirmation to the young girls sitting here being like, you don't have to change. They should love you for who you are. They probably, if they're a good person, they will love you regardless of how shitty you are. But there's not a romantic type of spend the rest of your life with them love. It's the kind of love that you would give any wretch just because they are a human being. No, you should not be in a relationship with someone who is caustic and fucking horrible. One of the big reasons why Taylor can't keep a fucking boyfriend. You should love a human being because they have human dignity by being a fucking human. Yes, absolutely. That has zero to do with the uniqueness of them. They're just a human being. That transcends how unique or not unique that person is. And then we got our fucking douchebag from Panic at the Disco. I know I tend to make it all about me. I know you never get just what you see. I know I tend to be a selfish prick. And I know that I'm really, really nice in public, but behind the scenes, I'm a fucking douche. But I will never bore you, baby. So, okay, I'm a truly deceptive piece of shit, but at least I'm interesting. Awesome. Fabulous. Yes. Nothing is more positive than just being interesting. Absolutely. Hence the fucking Kardashians. Hence Cardi B. This is the exact same shit, just fucking whitewashed. And then there was a visual in the music video saying, but there's a lot of lame guys out there, and it was this dude flying from an umbrella, fucking Mary Poppins style, who looked exactly like Arya Stark. And when we had that fight out in the rain, you ran after me and called my name. I never want to see you walk away. This is basically two people who are having attachment problems. They're attached most likely because they had a ton of sex and because they have very strong emotions for one another due to the chemicals in their brains that associates the visuals of seeing the other person with a lasting connection, which is actually tomfoolery because there's probably zero of substance there. So them walking away has literally nothing to do with this being a good relationship or we're meant for one another. And everything to do with those chemicals in your brain when the person walks away. It is an instinctual reaction to when we didn't have a civilization, keeping two parents together was survival. If the dad left, mom's like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Now it's just me. Now I have to hunt, protect, and gather, and take care of this whiny little piece of shit that I gave birth to. That is all that is. When you see him walk away, that has nothing to do with pure love or true love or the spiritual. It has everything to do with biological evolution. That's all that shit is. It's not magic, it's chemistry, you dumb bitch. Yes, I'm talking to you, you Panic at the Disco fuck. Cause one of these things is not like the others. Living in winter, I am your summer. Baby doll when it comes to a lover. I promise, this is fucking, it's dumb. It's just stupid. And this whole visual, he's like handing her flowers and she denies it. He hands her a ring, which to me says, I'm gonna marry you. She denies it. And then he hands her a kitten, and she's like, oh, fucking great. Now, if we recall back to earlier in the music video, the cats represent children. She literally calls cats on her fucking sofa earlier our young daughters. So the way to get me to stick around isn't to promise to stay with me forever in marriage or to buy me things. It's to get me pregnant. Absolutely wonderful message to young ladies. Then we move on to the bridge. Hey kids, spelling is fun. I shit you not, there's a real line in there. I almost threw up. Need more fucking whiskey. Between the fact that it's a cringe-inducing line that makes me regret ever being a person, and the fact that it's like overtly saying, like trying to fucking cater to children, and maybe it's supposed to be like a snarky line like, haha, hey kids, spelling is fun, like it's supposed to be a joke, but man, it obviously this is marketed towards kids. Like you're not remotely as self-aware as you think you are if you think that's okay. So it says, girl, there ain't no I in team, but you know there is a me. The egocentrism of this whole thing. Oh, and the last line here, and you can't spell awesome without me. Fuck me. That is like the worst possible line. Don't get me wrong. I can appreciate people trying to have like positive vibes and stuff and trying to say like, you know what? you're not a terrible person. If you're truly not a terrible person. But part of what makes you not a terrible person is trying to be a better person. There is none of that in here. There is zero awareness of the shit, of the absolute shit that every person goes through and trying to correct that. It comes off as you're fine just the way you are. And that is a huge problem with today's fucking society. Passing this on to our kids, man, it's fucked up. To quickly speak about the music, obviously it's vapid fucking shallow music. Literally very easy reordering of the pop 4 chords. It goes 1, 6, 4, 5. Not exactly the same, but literally the same chords, just in a different order. In the chorus, where they go the ooh, 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 they have horns in the background doing the 5, 6, 1, 5, 6, 1. It's fucking painful. It was absolutely lifted from so many other R&B and hip hop tracks and shit, like fucking, and like soul tracks. Kill me. I will give her this. It's an extremely catchy song. Super, super catchy. And a lot of that has to do with the production. A little bit of that has to do with the songwriting, which I'd be shocked if she did all of this by herself. Speaking of which, you know, you can try and sit here and blame like, oh, it's the music labels. They're the ones that told her to, no. Taylor Swift dictates everything to those labels. When she walks in, she's the fucking queen. Say she's in a recording session and the suits stop by to check in on what's going on and say, hey, Taylor, how's it going? She says, it's just fine, bitch. And they go, cool, bye. She essentially hands them a record and says, this is what we're releasing. She is her own gatekeeper. Dude, she's fucking toxic, like seriously. And she might be getting better, I don't know. But she really just she needs to grow the fuck up. Her music is as childish as she is. Whenever she got her fame in her late teens, early 20s or whatever, she basically stunted her emotional maturity. And it shows in her fucking music, man. She's so fucking petty. She's so fucking narrow-minded. It's ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I've said in my other videos, she's done some really good things. And I honestly do think she wants to have her heart in the right place. But at the same time, there's a serious emotional roadblock that is keeping her intellectually dishonest. And it shows in the vapid fucking art that she creates. Taylor, if you really want to impress me, like fucking, don't even do a mea culpa. Do like a horror influenced song talking about how fucking scared you are of the monster that lurks inside of you. I would be super impressed and might actually enjoy that. Not enjoy it because of the monster inside of you, because like, oh, I was right. No, I might actually enjoy it because like it's a real piece of art at that point. If you also think Taylor Swift is an intolerable bitch, buy this shirt. This, made by one of the fans. Yes, I fucking commissioned the artist. It's a beautiful anime rendering of me beating the shit out of Taylor Swift, Adam Levine, and Gucci Mane with a guitar. You can find that in the link to my merch store down below. I also just recently updated my Subscribestar. Please support me there. There are new tier perks that are geared around the Song Suggestion Friday live stream that gives you patron priority, which is huge. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Become the Night. Thank you guys for watching. Fuck UMG.